Introducing the suspect.
It's safe to say that our luck has officially turned around, guys. We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Yeah. Classic. We are back. We are back.
Brought to you by Usual Suspect 6.
Tap into all the shows. Real conversations with KG.
Right now, I'm at peace right now. You know, things get hectic as it gets closer to the fight.
Okay. Do we got a fight?
Yeah, I fight April 10th at the Prudential Center.
Bullshitting on the Beltway with Supreme Beast Boxing.
And now the Co is the main event. So that's the way I look at it. That's my philosophy.
Trill Thursdays and Usual Suspect Sundays with hard hits.
I'm talking about it's really just about stacking this money, man. Getting on these singles, staying positive, you know what I'm saying? And putting it in their face by any means.
Tales from the B-side with KG and TD.
Needed to fill out additional paperwork to clarify.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That is the paperwork that you see there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Open mic featuring you.
You know, that was a close fight. You know, he got dropped a couple times, but I thought he
We do not care.
Wow.
It's a Usual Suspect thing.
It's a Usual Suspect thing.
Man, y'all seen that first clip, man. We are back. Welcome back to US6 Sports and Entertainment Hub. Open mic, the lounge is officially open. What's up with you? All right? I'm KG, and this is my boy, Fella. Your favorite yet, your most hated. You know what I'm saying? AKA Dana Blizzak, AKA, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Architect. Architect, you know what I'm saying? And horns with Blair when the time comes. You know what I'm saying? What's up with you, man? What's up to the chat? Everybody showing up early. We back, man. What's up, Art?
We are back. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's your favorite, your most hated art filler. Salute to the chat. You know what I mean? As y'all pulling up, once again, we're live on US6 Sports Entertainment Hub, as well as TWR Presents on YouTube, as well as Twitch. You in the dig? So once again, salute to everybody that's pulling on up. Make sure y'all tap into the websites, you know what I mean? When we offline, you can catch us online on all our websites, usualsuspect6.com, as well as shop usualsuspect6.com, because y'all fit the description. You know what I mean, for the dope drip, you know what I mean, for the all the greatest new boxing apparel. That's shop usualsuspect6.com. To keep tabs on all the clean fighters, it's usualsuspect6.com, people. Once again, this ain't your regular boxing debate show. We giving the fans, all boxing aficionados, the opportunity to hold this mic. Click the link and hold this mic. You got unlimited time, y'all. You know what I mean? You got unlimited time to spit your game and talk your shit. But if you talk too much shit, me and KG are liable to pull up and give you that smoke.
He ain't lying.
So y'all know what it is. We gonna go through the menu. And once we through the menu, we gonna add the link to the chat, and then it's your turn. It's your time, and it's your mic. Hey, yo, KG.
What's up, man?
Before we get into this menu, you know what I mean? We do have some, what you say, some housekeeping to take care of.
Okay.
We do have some housekeeping to take care of, and we are on the cusp or on the last week of the US6 fight pool. Yes, you know what I mean. And you damn near have clinched the crystal ball. People in the chat, this is what the people of the fight pool, the players of the fight pool, what we fight for, what we pick and predict for is for that crystal ball. You know what I mean? And the good Dr. KG is on the cusp of clutching it, you know what I mean, for season 3. How you feel about that? You know what I mean? Actually, let the people see the leaderboards so they can get a visual perspective, you know what I mean, of where you at. And you on top right now. So let the people know, and briefly run us down your picks for this week, because we do got some championship fights.
Oh man, our fella, man, I've been studying this fight pool for the last 3 seasons, and just paying attention and taking advice. You know what I'm saying? Season 1, you know what I'm saying, he went with the narrative that you only need to be in first place once. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, and then I started paying attention to the second season champion and how he played prevent once he got into, you know what I'm saying, the driver's seat. So I took it upon myself. I said, let me mesh up both of these bits of advice and say, if I stretch myself out and get a big enough lead, nobody's going to catch me anyway. So it doesn't matter if you have a good week, because if I have the same good week, then, you know what I'm saying, I still stay ahead. So every week that goes by, all I got to do is chase an extra point here and there. Chase an extra point here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I've been studying these fights, and like we talked about, you know what I'm saying, from season 1 to this point, bro, if you educate yourself properly, this is a plus for you. It's a perk for you, because you start learning about fighters that you didn't previously know about. You start doing research that you don't usually do, and you start putting your feelings to the side. And that's one of the biggest things that I did. I really put my feelings to the side when it came to this. I put my feelings all the way left, and I said, no, what, I have to pick this fight the way I see it and not the way I feel about it. And I've been, you know what I'm saying, grabbing victories based off of what I see and based off of the makeup of both fighters, and not what I personally feel. Because in some of these picks, bro, I've picked against a guy that I would look at as a favorite, you know what I'm saying, versus whoever the opponent is. So it's mind over the heart. The heart is stupid when you know what I'm saying, when you're being competitive. It's good to have heart, but your mind has to be the one to be the logical side. So I've been taking and making logical picks, man. So I'm still not trying to put the horse before the cart. I'm still playing as if I'm an underdog. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm playing the way I'm playing. I'm playing to win. I'm looking to, you know what I'm saying, gather extra points here and there. But other than that, man, I'm just looking forward to getting that call so I can pull up to the tailor shop and get that jacket fitted. So I can, you know what I'm saying, do my thing and brag the way I want to brag. You know what I'm saying? So you already know how that is, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that participated. I'm looking forward to more people participating in season 4. I know I say a lot of shit about, oh, I ain't gonna do it because I want to, you know what I'm saying, take a break, because you got to really have the legs for this, man. You really have to have the endurance to deal with this, because you're dealing with shit talking in the chat. You're dealing with the constant changing, the ever-changing news of boxing. And then you're fighting against yourself by putting your feelings to the side and actually, you know what I'm saying, picking with your mind. So, yeah, man. So it's been rough, but I'm actually looking forward to season 4, bro.
Yes, for all those out there, be on the lookout for season 4. Not only do you get to clutch the crystal ball, the winner gets to clutch the crystal ball, but yes, they're also awarded a championship jacket. You know what I mean? They're rewarded and gifted the championship pot. You know what I mean? That pot, the money that all players put in at the beginning of the season, which is a $15 fee, a $15 fee at the beginning of the season, goes into the player pot and gets awarded to the top player. You know what I mean? And of course, the crystal ball holder, which is equivalent to being a lineal champ. You know what I mean? There's no lineal belt, but I mean, sooner or later, maybe we'll have the physical crystal ball to give out to the winners. Salute to everybody up in the chat. See OG Stormy B-Man has pulled up to the lounge. Is this might be his first time in the lounge? You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I think so. This might be
he might even hit the link.
Okay, you know what I mean? Make sure you hit the link, Stormy. You know what I mean? We got some tasty topics for you to cook on this evening. Salute to the player VR. You know what I mean? Salute to you. I think you are pulling up on Twitch. Jelly Bean 4281. Big up to you. You know what I mean? I ain't seen you in a minute, you know what I mean? But it's good to see you up in the lounge. Drinks are free, and the mic is free. Unlimited time, you know, dig? Unlimited time to cook on these topics right here. But before we get into these topics, should we get into some commercial breaks?
Oh, most definitely, man. And this one, you know what I'm saying, plays a huge part in what's going on, especially this week. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need y'all to tap in.
It's a usual suspect.
To miss a lot.
Took that really well. You talked about her chin.
The new unified super middleweight champion of the world, the Smiling Assassin.
It's a usual suspect. It's a usual suspect.
To miss a lot.
Took that really well. You talked about her.
That was messy. I had that on loop. But yeah, we are back. You know what I'm saying? We are back. And what do we got, all right? What do we got? What do we got? Oh my God, because I'm kind of excited, man. If anybody's listening, man, if y'all know the day that we had, man, you know what I'm saying? It's like I was kind of looking forward to this show that I didn't even know that we was going to do, but we decided to do.
We had to open the lounge, bro, because what was going on the, I guess you could say, the online lounge on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was cooking.
Yeah.
Shit was cooking. And once again, for everybody that's tuning in, take the time, if you are on Instagram, follow us on Instagram at US6 on IG. You know what I mean? Because shit was cooking on IG this afternoon, this morning into this afternoon, and it's still cooking. You know what I mean? The account has come a long way when you can low-key say that you're making championship fights in your comment section, KG.
Yeah.
Which
you actually got boxing heads, boxing. Would you say the aficionados? You know what I'm saying? We got it's a mixture there. It's not. It wasn't no fluff, no bullshit.
You know what I mean? So salute to everybody that engaged on Instagram. That was a huge engagement from fans and fighters in regards to Hannah Gabriel. Of course, we got word directly. It was spoken to the usual suspects that Hannah has expressed her desire to retire from the sport. Before she retires, she wants that one last dance, that one last fight. On the post we put up on the US6 on IG, Instagram, we put up 3 options, 3 ops that could potentially fight Hannah Gabriel, the Hannah. You know what I mean? First, we put the GWOAT. You know what I mean? Of course, there is major background, major history with that, with those two. Hannah Gabriel is the only female fighter to ever knock down legitimately Clarissa Shields.
Correct.
Hannah Gabriel is the former heavyweight champion. The status that the GWOAT now has right now. The rematch was supposed to happen, but of course, it was canceled due to the failures of VADA and the WBC.
Proper due process.
The disregard for due process. So Clarissa Shields was definitely at the top of the usual suspect list for Hannah Gabriel's last fight. And I think a lot of the people in the comment section agreed with that as well.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Loop off.
I was like, damn. Okay. Give me the 3, but damn, you gonna give me 4. But the comment section, I haven't saw the poll yet. Might have to take a look at the poll to see where the poll is going. But I would assume that Clarissa Shields is getting a majority of the votes. As you see here, KG has posted the usual suspect comment section. And you see there Laney Daniels putting her hand up to be the last fight for Hannah Gabriel. And as you see,
throwing her bucket head in.
As you see at the bottom or at the top, you see Hannah Gabriel's is definitely happy about that with the hearts and fire emojis. And at the very bottom, we asked Hannah Gabriel, do you accept? She responds and says, yes, I'm waiting on her manager. I'm waiting on her manager. So Laney Daniels has now entered the discussion. Who else did we have on that post, KG? We had O'Shea Jones,
yep.
The 154 champion that has the IBO and the IBF. Just was on the Rolling with the Punches podcast with TD Sports. Salute to him and the brothers at STN. But unfortunately, the comment section wasn't talking about no O'Shea Jones, KG.
No, it wasn't.
They was talking more about Natasha Spence.
Yeah.
I mean, Natasha Spence and her WBA international title. They was talking more about Natasha Spence. She probably got more votes on the poll than O'Shea Jones. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So this is on the menu for tonight. Hannah Gabriel is looking to retire. Who should be her next opponent? Should it be Laney Daniels, who's put up her hand and said, I want the smoke. I want to give you the opportunity to be the unified champion at super middleweight. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's cook on it. We also got on the menu the MVP box.
What's in this box this time? All right, come on now, because you be coming up with these crazy ass boxes. What's in this box? Is it a bento box or is it a damn 2-piece and a biscuit box, or like what's in this box this time, man?
Yeah, it's a bento box. It's a, you know what I mean, a little bit of everything up in there.
Okay.
You know what I
okay.
mean? And this time, of course, O'Shea Jones in this bento box. In the Zuffa, or not the Zuffa, the MVP box, right? You got a little bit of O'Shea Jones. Of course, you got some sour bitter greens from Alicia Bumgardner. I mean, of course, she's getting a lot of flack. A lot of flack. Video has been leaked out of her sparring one of her contemporaries, a fellow WBC champion, Caroline Vivier, another Canadian French fighter. And all of a sudden, she don't want the smoke.
She has to hate the name Caroline, bro. She has to hate the name by now.
Everywhere she looked, Caroline is on her ass.
Yeah, literally.
And in the clip, it didn't look good for AB. Caroline Vivier was on her ass, bro. I mean, so that's in the Zuffa box. AB, both Carolines are in that box. If you want to cook on that, and O'Shea Jones, she about to fight the Super Cop in a rematch. Yeah. She over there. I heard she over there dismissing our girl, the clean fighter Natasha Jones.
Yeah. Shame.
Okay.
Yep.
Shame.
This is yeah. Disgraceful. We don't do that to the nightmare. I mean,
no.
Not in this lounge. TD Sports.
Not over here. You know what I'm saying?
We don't do that here.
But you know what we do here?
What's that?
Inside the lounge? Hey, we keep it festive. You know what I mean? We keep it tropical. You know what I mean? We keep it Caribbean. We keep us cooking some curry guo.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? You don't want the rice and peas? We got the rice and pap, man. Nigga, we got the rice and pap up in this bitch.
Curry guo.
Yeah,
that sounds
bro.
like a heavy plate, man. That sounds like a heavy plate, man. You know what I'm saying? Is that gonna put you to sleep, or like is it gonna keep you up in the bathroom? You know what I'm saying? Like, which is it, man? Cause I don't know, cause those greens from Baumgartner that was in that bento box, man. It's starting to turn my stomach, man, because it's like they spoil. They spoil, and it's reminding me of this Kerry Gwoke that you about to start explaining, man.
Yeah, bro. There ain't much to it, you know what I mean? It's been sitting out for a little bit too. You know what I mean? So we gonna try to warm it up and cook off all the bacteria that's been festering and growing on the shit. You know what I mean? But I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Because that's how it's looking. You know what I mean? From all directions, the vote is getting hit up. Even once again in this comment section, US6 on IG, there was so much instances I saw of people saying the Gwoke was ducking Hannah. The Gwoke don't want the smoke. You know what I mean? You pop over onto the tea sippers streams on YouTube that do all the black gossip. Congratulations, Clarissa. You are now the queen of black gossip right now. but not in a good way. in the most egregious and horrible way. You know what I mean? So if there's any of you Clarissa Shields fans, Woke fans out there, please click the link, you know what I mean, and cape for your sister. You know what I mean? And please click the link and let her know what she's doing with herself. What's next on the table? Is it really Lauren Price? Is it really Lauren Price? What is we doing? What is we doing? Also, on the menu, we got heavyweight season, bro.
Oh yeah, let's roll in.
Heavyweight seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the seasoning so far has been somewhat bland. Cause we ain't getting no proper sauce mixed with some French cuisine last week. I was highly anticipating Lawrence Okolie versus old boy Tony Yoka.
Mm-hmm.
And your boy the sauce popped dirty for some unknown illegal substance, and ain't heard from him since.
The sauce went juice. Sauce turned juice.
Facts.
He said he was taking it because he had a torn bicep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't. At the same time, when you're in sports, bro, the surgeon, the doctors, they're gonna prescribe you dope. You know what I'm saying? We know this, but at the same time, you have to be pretty much completely weaned off of that stuff, or you get waivers. You know what I'm saying? To be presented based off of what you're taking.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're taking something that is a performance enhancing, no doctors prescribing you that. They're prescribing you pain meds and maybe muscle relaxers, inflammation aids, things of that nature. They're not prescribing things to you that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, promote super soldier serum. And you saying he was on some stuff that we didn't even know, so he was trying to slip something through the cracks because it still fell on that banned substance list.
Yep.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, old Saucy may be banned for up to 2 years according to the British Boxing Board of Control. So we'll definitely keep our eyes out on that.
Look, real quick, is that like, that's what I think we need to find common ground at, man. Like I think these suspensions need to be consistent across the board. If it's going to be 2 years, I think that should be the standard. It shouldn't be like 6 months here or a year here. Us knowing boxers, 6 months suspension, a year suspension is a vacation for these guys, especially if they just got a big payday.
Hey, that's just a rumor, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, that's
for
just
2 years. For 2 years can promote some kind of rust. You see what I'm saying? So if I put you on the shelf for 2 years, you can't come back for 2 years. You might come back a little rusty depending on what you've been doing. But 6 months to a year, that's almost a little bounce back. That's the gap that these guys is putting between fights right now anyway. Especially the top guys. They're not damn fighting 3 and 4 times a year.
Mm-hmm. We also had Big Baby return against an undefeated Cuban heavyweight, Lanier Pero. Some were hyped on Lanier Pero's ability. I, for one, wasn't. Big Baby got the job done, but in a sloppy fashion. But it was good to see that he was able to maintain his activity, KG.
Oh yeah, output. Like I said, the output was there. There ain't many heavyweights putting out over 1,000 punches. I don't care if they were short, if there was touch punches. That's still a lot of work from the shoulders. It's a lot of work. So that's 1,000 punches. Like I said, so I knew Big Baby looked sloppy, bro. But at the same time, I was in a sense happy to see him back almost to his old ways, like you know what I'm saying, stringing punches together, getting his hands off, using the big body and laying on his opponent when he found and saw fit, and when he needed to take a break. But the fact that he was able to get those punches off, and like I said, anybody that boxes, you don't have to draw back the punches that the fighter don't see, and Perro didn't see a lot of those punches.
Perro back to the drawing board. We have so Big Baby was coincidentally part of the comment section as well. We had posted about the weekend recap and the results, and of course a heavyweight contender by the name of Big Shot Shar jumped into the comment section.
Yep.
First for his despise of the upcoming fight, or the announced fight between Anthony Joshua and Christian Pranga, the Albanian heavyweight with a nice knockout record, 20 wins, 20 KOs. And he possibly might be on Tales of the B-side.
He ain't lying.
Be on the lookout for that. You know what I mean? Heavyweight seasoning. If y'all want to come up on here and talk about you don't think Christian Pranga is that guy that AJ should be in the ring with, or if you want to clown AJ, if you want to pull suspicion on Eddie Hearn and OG Turkey Johnson for putting together this fight instead of putting together the Wilder fight, hey yo, the stage is yours, the mic is open. We also got Zuffa Box. You know what I mean? It's a regular
on the menu.
Regular staple on the menu, most definitely. But
it's staying consistent.
Zuffa Box, it rotates, it shifts around. Different things get put in the Zuffa Box. And there's new things in the Zuffa Box for this week, KG. What's new in the Zuffa Box is some Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee is signed to Zuffa. He has went Z. He will be fighting in Zuffa's welterweight division. And shit, I said this 2-3 weeks ago that Brandon Lee going to Zuffa, and they officially announced it. You know what I mean? On Zuffa's site. Brandon Lee has reposted it, posted his own caption of it as well. So that's a nice addition to the welterweight division in the realms of the Zuffa Boxing League. I can see immediately a fight happening with Richardson Hitchens. You know what I mean? That's a good fight right there. But we'll see what Zuffa does in regards to Brandon Lee. Possibly they might give him some softer food like Marcel Rodriguez or somebody of that caliber. Time will tell. They also are making big moves, but nobody's really talking about it. You know what I mean? And not even the English muffins over UK side are talking about it. You know what I mean? They're kind of mum on the situation. Zuffa is now made themselves international because they're about to stage their first UK fight. You know what I mean? They was being clowned all around the boxing world by fans that, they doing fights at the Apex Theater. You know what I mean? In front of 1,000 people. Well, guess what, y'all? Zuffa Boxing is going to the UK and will stage the first fight in an arena. It's a hometown of Chris Billiam Smith. Chris Billiam Smith is a highly regarded former champion in the cruiserweight division. Still rated high. Only has I believe, the 2 losses on his record. Last loss coming from Zerto Ramirez, where he got essentially washed and outboxed. But nonetheless, Chris Billiam Smith will be opening Zuffa's inaugural foray in the UK market against a dangerous opponent, the Bruiser from Canada, Ryan Rizicki. You know what I mean? I thought this was a great signing, and shit, we might have indirectly had something to do with that as well. A post that we put up last month in regards to Ryan Rizicki's last win suggested that Ryan Rizicki should go to Zuffa. He's at Zuffa now.
They're starting to listen, all right? They're starting to listen, because back to that heavyweight season in boxing, you even spoke to Big Shot Shaw. Big Shot Shaw left in those comments that, hey, my management is talking to Zuffa now. They're currently in talks with Zuffa at the moment. And he was a guy that we almost had to convince about Zuffa.
Indeed. He wasn't even on the fence. He was on the other side. And look what we have here. Big Shot Shaw, we might be speaking to him in the Zuffa box at the next open mic lounge. Now, the Zuffa box in the US6 open mic lounge, unfortunately, doesn't have Lord Targaryen, King Targaryen, Devin Haney in it. There's been a lot of new rumors and speculation of his signing to Zuffa, but I don't want to go all the way with it and say that he's been signed, because Zuffa has a pattern of their signing. If I don't see that goofy or hear that goofy beat that they play, and see Dana White walk in the UFC the UFC boardroom with Devin Haney sitting there saying, "Hey guys, we just have a great announcement. We just signed a pound for pound talent, Devin Lord Targaryen Haney." Unless I see that, bro, I mean, I'm not saying that he's in the Zuffa box. Is that fair?
That's beyond fair, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, saying this, saying that. A lot of people saying what could potentially be true, and other people are putting their spin on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather get the Windex and the napkins and clean these mirrors off and see through the window and see what it really is. So this is something I'm waiting for it to be actually announced. Like, they officially announced Brandon Lee. They officially announced what's your boy, Apataya. You know what I'm saying? They officially announced, you know what I'm saying, Conor Ben. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Richard Hitchison, Edgar Berlanga.
Shit, they did a press conference. They said, Max Kellerman, you got to pull up and do a Q&A with these niggas.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I don't want to do it. Max, you got to do it. Sit down with these fools. I ain't used to these boxing fools, man. I know, yo, bro, Dana don't know what he got himself into, because UFC niggas are different than boxing niggas, bro.
Oh, yeah, they really are.
They on the, boxing niggas are on 100.
They on their own spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, until we see some of that, we need to see the Devin Haney Q&A. Till that happens, bro, he ain't in the Zuffa box.
Not in the Zuffa box.
So that's tonight's menu, peoples. The link is in the chat. Man, and once again, click the link, step on stage, spit your game, talk your shit. You got a limited time until we say it's time. In a day.
Yep.
But yeah, this ladies boxing, the MVP boxing, bro. I've never seen it as high as it's been.
What you mean?
And I think the engagement, the level of engagement, we can't really quantify it with the viewership yet, but there's a level of engagement that I'm seeing that I'm quite shocked about the interest, the level of interest behind women's boxing, and it's definitely at some of its highest levels, I would say. Highest levels. It's not just
put a pin in that. All right, we got one.
Oh, we got one. Okay.
We got one already, man. You understand? We got one already. What's up? What's up? Is that 503 line?
Oh shit!
Come listen. Talk his game.
You gonna cuss at us because we ain't. Well, true, we ain't even hail him up in the chat.
Nah, man. What it do? What it do? What it do, man? It's your boy, the hard hitter, the Texas dripper, the Sixer. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on my pack to touch down, man. It ain't made it to H-Town yet. I'm gonna have to get with Dana Blizzak and see what's going on, man.
Yeah, you want to get with that tracking, the tracking link. But true indeed, that pack should be touching down within, if not, by Friday.
Okay.
By Friday, the pack should touch down.
Nah, man. That's what's up, bro. Nah, I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie, man. This was a pop-up open mic, man. Y'all opened it up, man. Y'all pause. You know what I'm saying? Let me take that back real quick. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did the show. Opened up the lounge. You know what I'm saying? Pop-up style, because I definitely had no idea y'all boys was doing the show, man. This was well needed. This nigga Allfella, man. This nigga Allfella is low key becoming a viral content creator. Cause I'm looking on my phone and this post that he put up, which we've been collectively collabing on all of our content with the usual suspects. We've put a joint effort in doing that. This nigga Allfella just put this shit up, bro, and this shit just took off. And this is like the third or fourth time he done did this shit. But I'm gonna be real with you, KG. This one right here might be the best one yet. You wanna know why?
Why is that?
Cause he got the bitches underneath the comments, man. I'm looking underneath these posts. I'm seeing Humble Queen and this joint, man. A chick, a fucking. I'm getting new female followers and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing over there? God damn. This nigga KG behind the scenes making fights with shit and boy. I'm on y'all niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's it just goes to show, man. Hard work, consistency, dedication, staying dedicated to the programming of what we trying to do. And it's thriving, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give y'all flowers, man. Like, and me and Kay talk all the time offline, but yeah, this shit what y'all doing, bro? It's picking up a whole lot of traction. He ain't lying.
That's what's up.
Yep. Hey, we got another person. A5, I'm gonna drop you out because I know you're gonna end up spinning the block, and I know you probably just getting off work. We got a gentleman that just finished eating his meal, and he said he was gonna, you know what I'm saying, he was gonna come step in. But shout out to my boy 5, and like I said, if he gonna come back, I know he'll come back.
All right, bro.
There he is. Welcome.
Drinks are free.
Welcome. Drinks are free.
Good evening, fellas. How you doing, man?
All is
Evening,
well.
sir. Evening, sir. Welcome to the lounge. I don't know if you were able to hear tonight's menu, but of course we have Hannah Gabriel's her news of she wants one last fight before she retires. Of course, we have the whole MVP women's movement as a topic. You know what I mean? All the great female boxing that we've been seeing under the MVP banner. That's something to cook on. We also got on tonight's menu curry guo. You know, I know you already ate, but you might want to serve in us some curry guo. I'm interested to hear your perspective on Clarissa's latest career moves and her future. Heavyweight seasoning. We've had somewhat of a plethora of heavyweight fights that have been scheduled. Of course, we saw the big baby fight last week. We didn't get to see Lawrence Okoli against Yoka. We'd like to hear your opinions on the Lawrence Okoli positive drug testing situation. And of course, the other heavyweight news, Christian Prenga. Do you have any familiarity with Christian Prenga, the Albanian heavyweight that has been signed up to fight AJ in Riyadh? Also, on the topic list, tonight's menu, we got Zuffa Box. The Zuffa Box, of course, has the new signee, Brandon Lee, who will be fighting in the welterweight division. Ryan Rizicki, the Canadian cruiserweight that's been looking for a title shot for a minute. He will now be fighting the UK signee and Chris Billiam-Smith. And that goes down in July for Zuffa Boxing's first fight outside of the UFC Apex, polishing or opening up their new deal with Sky Sports in the UK. So the mic is yours. The floor is yours, Stormy B-Man.
Well, first of all, thank you, brothers, so much for having me on. For whatever reason, your live this evening just popped up on my feed and I clicked on it. And forgive me for not being aware of the show, but what I did was I immediately subscribed to not only, this channel and the other, but with all of my channels. So I'm now fully, subscribed to you guys. The next thing I got to do is do Instagram. And then I'll be all set. But and don't think because you haven't seen me that I'm not supporting this. Like a lot of times I'll miss stuff because I'm busy or whatever. But I'm glad to be here this evening. The topics are pretty cool. We can take them in the order of like what you introduced them. Hannah Gabriel, listen. First of all, let me just say this. She's a dead ringer for my daughter's mom. They're twins. No, seriously, they're twins. Even my daughter's mom, when I showed her the photo of her, she was like, when someone looks like you and you have to admit it too, that's kind of a weird, creepy thing. It's almost like who cloned Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? So that's really weird. But Yeah.
Yeah, look, OG low key flexing on us.
No, you know what?
Yeah, go ahead, OG.
Like that.
Oh, you ain't wrong, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I'm not even thinking of it like that, but it's so interesting because I'm gonna, let her know about your show, and then she'll be able to chime in or whatever. But anyway, what I wanted to say about Miss Gabriels is one of the best fighters in women's boxing to come along that really hasn't gotten her just due. And I have a lot of belief in the fact that it's because of where she's from and her, ethnic background and everything, because had she been of a different shade, you would hear far more about her. The talk of even putting together something against Clarissa, I would like to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not only a capable fighter and accomplished, but I know they had a situation a few years back where there was something that went awry with a test and all of that. But Clarissa needs to fight her contemporaries. She needs to get in there with people who have credibility. And Ms. Gabriels is definitely one who has that.
He ain't lying.
And for those of us who profess that we want to see the best fighting the best and so forth and so on, I think that fighters have enjoyed a safe haven of people not holding them accountable for taking care of the business in the ring. We listen because we have social media and people can speak with a microphone and a camera in their face. But that's not what we're here for. We want to tune in on the telly or show up in the venue where we purchase a ticket to see the bouts take place. I don't want to hear them talk. You understand? Because half of they should have a zipper across their mouth. Or if you saw that scene in the original Matrix, when they made Neo's mouth seal up where he couldn't talk, boy, I wish we could do that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people where their mouth kind of precedes everything else and the behind forgets to follow. So, yeah, this lady should have an opportunity. And even if it's not necessarily against Clarissa, with what MVPW is doing, there is still an opportunity for a swan song for her. And I would push for that as well. So it's just a matter of where she would want to, to complete that process, what weight division. But I definitely am a supporter of women's boxing, this lady in particular, and the whole entire movement that is going on with women's boxing today.
Indeed. Well, I don't know if you were able to hear the opening parts. Lanny Daniels, how do you feel about Lanny Daniels? Of course, she's fresh off of her victory over Shadeja Green, capturing 2 belts in the super middleweight division. When we put the post up for Hannah Gabriels calling for her last fight, Lanny Daniels put up her hand. Currently, Hannah Gabriels is waiting on Lanny Daniels' manager. So this fight might be getting done. KG will have definitely have more information on Sunday. I'm sure him and TD will be able to grill Lanny Daniels on that. But how do you feel about this potential fight between Lanny Daniels and Hannah Gabriel?
That's exciting, because what Lanny has showed you is that she can move through the divisions as well, because one, there's not enough of the competition in specific divisions where you can have the pick of the litter. 2, the versatility in wanting to prove herself. You know, the readiness in like which she took the fight with Green, you know, and you know, we did see that she had faced Clarissa and went the distance with Clarissa, and maybe that weight class was just a little bit much for her, but her personality and the character that she reflects is very bubbly. It's like excited for the sport. And you need that in boxing. You need someone who is happy to be there to perform, happy to be there to prove themselves, happy to want to receive the adulation of the fans, or even the disparaging fans' remarks or whatever, because she can feed off of that. She's a very energetic woman. I noticed that going with Shadesha, and that was something that I said, you know, they had a nickname for this famous Hong Kong Kung Fu movie producer, Raymond Chow. Some of you might know that name. They called him the Smiling Tiger, which was interesting because you never saw him smile. But what that means in the Chinese culture is that that's a person that can wear a blank appearance, but underneath the surface, they have a killer disposition. I think Lonnie Daniels has that. He smiles and she'll give you all 32. You know what I'm saying? But those 32 turn into a snarl and a grit when she's inside those ropes. And you saw that in her performance. Now, it was very unfortunate what happened with Shadesha, yes. But you cannot deny that the woman turned up. She really did. She turned up her activity, the intensity, the aggression, and she was there in it to win it. It's just that a lot of people were riding with Shadesha because not only her accomplishments prior to, but you know, you just wanted to support Shadesha, and hopefully maybe she'd be in that position to finally face Clarissa and things like that. But the one thing that I looked at was during the fight build up, the week of the fight, when they were doing interviews, I had remarked, and it's on my videos out there, I had remarked about how Shadesha seemed to be answering all of the questions very well, like she was focused and everything. And Lonnie was just so excited. She was smiling. She was like, man, this is my chance. You know, I can't wait to get it on. And when she walked to the ring, she had it in her step and everything. And I think that sometimes when you know one name more than the other, because you're so familiar with that, and you don't do the research or look into someone else, you kind of be a little bit dismissive, and it becomes a real surprise and an upset. But it's not an upset when a person has the heart and the disposition to put in the effort. And that's what separates people, because that woman, she put in the effort. You saw Shadesha hit her with some really good stuff early on, and she didn't take a step back. In fact, she stepped to her more. And sometimes, psychologically, that breaks, you know? And this is speaking from a point of just knowing the sport and knowing individuals. And we got the brother KG on here. I know that what I'm saying is probably like music to his ears because he knows these things himself.
You ain't lying.
You ain't lying, man. Look, hey, Stormy, real quick. When I looked at this fight, I didn't discredit Laney Daniels at all. Like I said early in the fight, I've been picking a lot of these fights with my mind and not my heart. And I said in my take, I said, Laney Daniels, I said, don't be surprised. I said, Laney's going to come out here and work. I said, but the thing is, I didn't think, and this was me, I didn't think she was going to be as offensive as she was. Because I know Laney can be, you know what I'm saying, elusive. She can move. But I didn't expect her to be on go the whole time. And that took me by surprise because I've watched her fight, but it was like it was no stepping back. And then her corner was really feeding it. They was like, she don't want to be the champion. This your belt. This your belt. And that's what they were really driving. Because whatever the plan was, Stormy, like the lady went in there and she just had to weather that early storm. The heavy punches that Deja was landing, and she weathered it. And I took my hat off. I took my bucket hat off to Laney Daniels that night.
Absolutely, man. It was a wonderful performance. Like I said, all blessings to Shadesha and her recovery, and if she'll be able to fight again or not, I don't know that at this point, but I would like for her to heal and get better. Blessings to her and her family. But the woman did perform. She put in that work. And I wanted to give you guys a little lead into something in the men's division of boxing. Watch Xander and Boots, because you may see a repeat on the men's side when that fight takes place. The boxes are there to be checked in the same manner. So keep your eyes and your ears and your head peeled open for that.
I'm on the same page as you, Stormy, when it comes to that. And everybody that knows me knows Boots is my guy, but this fight I is not as clear cut as people want to make it out to be. The people that are like all the way fandom into this fight. Me, I have to look at it with a boxing eye, and I like Xander. And the only thing I've ever questioned about Xander, but at the same time I shouldn't be questioning it because of his age, the pop in his punch. But the kid is fundamentally there.
Yes, sir.
He can be consistent, and me being a fan of Boots, I can honestly, openly say this: Boots does not do anything consistently to chain anything together. He looks for the flash, and then he goes in for the kill from there. So,
and then there's one other red herring. If a fight gets really difficult for Boots, can his dad coach him through? I'm not certain. I'm not sold. And that would be definitely a telling situation, because they've not had it hard yet. They haven't.
No.
And see, when you're on that road and path toward greatness, difficulties, roadblocks, setbacks, having to persevere and overcome become virtues. And when a fighter hasn't had that, you can't give him everything until they complete the process. So what's the next one, fellas? That's what I had to say about Hannah and Lonnie. Yeah, I would definitely be down to support that fight taking place.
So we had the MVP box next.
Oh, man. Listen, bro. They got a smorgasbord of women over there. And there are fights to be made. I understand that Jake kind of wanted to take it upon himself to allow Alicia to be out front and be like, the face of it, what they're doing and everything. But not so fast, because this is boxing. This ain't a beauty pageant, okay? And there are fighters that are on that promotional company group that a lot of people ain't seen, man. But there's some damn good fighters on there. And just because someone may have a little bit of a more name or you've seen more of them or whatever, start looking into some other fighters that are a part of that process. And Michaela just signed up too. So Michaela said, hey, she's got a 3-fight deal. I think she said 3 fight. It's either a 3-year deal, 3-fight deal, something like that. But she willing to even drop back down to a certain weight where she and Alicia can have a rematch. But she's not targeting Alicia, but she's saying she's left that window open. And that's a fight that definitely called for a rematch, and they didn't have it. And I think that was because Alicia was doing that take the money and run type deal when she got the belts. And I don't think she was confident in a rematch where she knew that Michaela, it was razor close the first go around. She wasn't confident in her ability because she realized she couldn't knock Michaela out. So that means you're gonna have to outbox her. And we've seen what Michaela can do when she has to go around a second time. That whole Sandy Ryan thing, oh my goodness. She really took Sandy Ryan apart in that second fight. And if you think about her fight with Natasha Jonas, they robbed her. Because that was, Jonas was approaching the end of a couple of fights and they were trying to keep her in the graces. But she ended up losing to Lauren Price anyway in the very next fight. So it's like, you know, these are women that are accomplished. They bring the merit. They bring the ability. I understand they got Tierra Brown in the fold as well now. And Tierra, who was able to go over in Australia and take the title away from Sky Nicholson, who fought this morning over there in her backyard under a circumstance like what Sky had going today. They brought Tierra in for like some type of a homecoming deal, and Tierra stepped to the plate and had told her during the entire promotion leading up to, she was like, I'm bringing it. I'm going to do something nobody ever made you do before. I'm not going to let you fight your fight. You're going to fight my fight. She had that girl crying after she lost them belts. And I know that Alicia tried to point out Tierra as a potential opponent right away. Why you want someone that's a little bit smaller and everything and just coming on the scene, but you got some real hot and heavy smoke right there for you, and you ain't looking at them? That sounds an awful lot like Shitty Cuz to me.
Let the people know who Shitty Cuz is. Tell the people who Shitty Cuz is.
Shakur Stevenson.
Oh, man. Look, you said something about Michaela Mayer, about coming back down. I don't like that because I actually like her heavier. Like some of these women, like even Carissa Shields, I started to like her and respect her a little bit more when she got heavy. I like these because they actually, I think the weight makes them sit down and actually dog it out a little bit more. Because
I agree. I don't think Michaela's talking about going back down to feather.
Okay.
But I think she would say, I think she would do welterweight. I think she would do welterweight.
Mm-hmm.
Not lightweight, but welterweight.
Okay.
And Michaela is a hell of a fighter, man. People get on her. But let me tell you something. That woman can fight. And she had that trainer in what's his name? Al Mitchell. Man, she picked up some real good boxing coaching from that gentleman. She may be one of his best protege. If not the best protege.
Look, Stormy, you said earlier how Hannah Gabriel's favors, you know what I'm saying, almost like a twin to the mother of your daughter.
Yeah.
The mother of my children has a doppelganger also, and her name is what's her last name? First name Tam.
Tebow.
Tam Tebow.
Yeah. My children's mother. My children's mother looks exactly like her, gums and all, every damn thing about. She's just not as tall as her.
And dude, that woman can fight. I've already seen like 2 fights of hers. I was so ticked off that she couldn't make the card because her opponent had visa problems.
Indeed.
But man, when y'all get a chance to watch that lady fight, you're gonna have new fans. I'm telling you. Tam Tebow is bad, bro. She's bad.
She's one of those bubbling people too. She's always smiles. And
yes, she is. And you know what? When you know how Hearn and Matchroom, most of the UK promoters, but over there, they're so busy trying to make somebody a star instead of making someone presented before you because they're good, potentially great. Because I'm gonna tell you something, you can coach them up with the personality and how to handle media and things like that, and they can become a star under those auspices. But when they can fight, that's an instant built-in charismatic trait and quality, because people have admiration for that, you know? And see, that's what's missing. They try to make someone a star without them being very good, and then people, they hop off the train when they realize after someone gets exposed.
Old facts. Old facts. What you got on Clarissa Shields, Stormy?
Man, let me tell you, I was one of her most staunch supporters. I mean, I really wanted to see the stars align for her. And it's not really my place to talk about what's going on in her personal life, but I've seen a car crash or two. And there are some things surrounding this lady that is brought disappointment to me. And I could see so much ahead of her prior to this, I want to say this last year and a half or so. And it's very unfortunate, because that would be the only thing that could derail her career, because she is the best in the game today. But there was a time when Mike Tyson was the best in the game today, until he met someone called Robin Givens. And it really, really fell apart. So see, you have to be around a little bit and have a little soil under the bottom of your souls to understand what I'm saying, you know? And that's something that you can't cover that up. You can't get around it. It's gonna have to play out. And I'm here to tell you, because like I said, I've seen a car crash or two. It's not gonna play out well. It's not. And that would probably be the only thing where she finds defeat when it comes to her career of boxing. And that's unfortunate, because how much did Mike leave on the table after he crashed? Do you realize when Mike Tyson went away, because we know what happened to him, but I'll say it in a clean manner and respectful. When he went away, do you realize how old he was?
How old was Mike when he got locked up?
What, 23 maybe?
Yep. And how old is Xander right now?
Xander's what, 21, 22?
Yeah. So what we're talking about, do you see the future? Do you see the potential? Do you see the possibilities? And then to have that sidetracked, derailed, and put away over things that no one's helped you prepare for in the proper manner, and that's outside of the ring. However, the principles that you teach should be equally as effective inside the ropes as well as outside. I talk about that on my Tuesday Tussle all the time. I told guys that I work with in the gym, I said, hey, what I give you here, you can take outside these doors and apply it to your daily life. And once you're able to do that and be successful, I have done my job.
Indeed. That's that real spit right there. I mean, I need you to continue with that real spit. That means, once again, y'all, it's unlimited time. It's all you can speak buffet over here at the Open Mic Lounge. I know you got highly educated thoughts on the heavyweight division. Let's start off with this. Though, you know what I mean? Because Scott Nicholson did fight today, but there was a heavyweight that I'm actually highly interested in, highly impressed by, and Tara Moana. You know what I mean? I think actually, speaking of such, Tara Moana, I think, could beat AJ right now. I don't know if you were able to see the fight, his fight on the undercard against
I saw it.
Boy Tupu. But that uppercut, he was hooking them to death. You know what I mean? Trying to go around the guard and literally set him up for that uppercut, and then finished him up with the right hook again. I mean, it was but not only that, it wasn't even a jab. He tore down the guard to fit in the right hook again to finish it off. It was a beautiful, devastating knockout. Tara Moana to me is a problem. OG, how you feel about Tara Moana?
Listen, I've talked about him as well. He's now what, 10-0 or 11-0, right?
11-0, 11-0.
Yeah. Okay. When I first saw him, he was 6-0, and he had a bulkier build where he had what looked, I'll call it baby fat on him.
Yo, he was fleshy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was very fleshy. But I noticed in his last fight, not today, but including today, but in his last fight that he went into, he was 9-0. I said, "Oh, Tara Moana, he." I have a hard time saying his name, so forgive me on that. He's trimming down. He's getting in shape. His body is becoming more sculpted. I think he's taking his career serious. And then when I saw him today, it was kind of more of the same. I even saw a little bit of muscles in the back. So I'm like, okay, the only thing, guys, I would love for him to enlist the services of a Western trainer, an American trainer, because someone who can teach him some certain types of skills, because he's got the power, he's got the size, he's got the presence, he's got the reach, and he also has that fighting spirit, being that, I don't know if that is that Tongan or is that Samoan, but he's got that thing in him. And I'm telling you, they want to talk and praise Moses Atuma. That guy wipes the floor with Atuma.
Damn.
You said that out loud? He said that out loud. He said, "Hey, fuck Moses."
Moana, like,
damn. Fuck Moses.
Yep. You want me to tell you? I'm just we're talking heavyweights right now. You want me to tell you how you know Moses ain't what they say he is?
Go ahead.
They're having a hard time figuring out who you're gonna fight next. If he were what you say he is, you put him in there. But see, they're trying to safekeep and everything because they want to hold things back. They're really trying to see what's going to happen with Usyk, because if Usyk gets stripped another title, then maybe Moses can fight for a vacant title. You know, Frank Warren don't fool me. But that's how they're dealing with this guy. But Moses, he ain't that. He ain't what they think he is. They need to cast their eyes upon Fabio Wardley. And they refuse to do that because he's what they call a white-collar fighter. You know, a guy that doesn't have extensive amateur career and all of that, and pretty much turned pro and became good overnight, according to their sites, because they're looking for other qualities. Remember, they want to build stars, but they're not looking at who's really damn good. How good was Lennox Lewis before they finally freaking acknowledged him? He was damn near retired.
That's a fact.
Yep.
But Lennox was stepping to everybody, wasn't he? He was like, give me that guy. Oh, you say he good? I'll fight him. Give me that guy. I'll fight him. Lennox was stepping to everybody. That's how you know when someone's good or not. Because they will step to the plate of opportunity. And something tells me that Double T, I have trouble with his name, as I said, but something tells me that he gets a bit more of that Western type training under his belt, and he can step in there with anybody as well. Do you think that Usyk can go 12 rounds with him?
With Tara Moana? At this, it's a good question. He's been looking so good, and I like to see the progression. When you brought the fact up that he used to have that baby fat,
yes,
now he's trimmed it off. He's refined himself, and he's even refined his boxing ability. He's on his toes. His finishing moves are even calculated. Like I said, he tore down the guard to fit in that right finishing hook.
Yes.
I mean, I agree, man. With some American advisement and training, the sky's the limit with Tara Moana. And but before I put him in there with Usyk, I still need to see him in there with some top 15 type guys. So
I agree, Arthur. I agree. But what I was saying that what I'm saying is he has something. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, when you can identify, because I don't know about you guys. I never thought much of Moses Atuma. I didn't. I just didn't think much of him. We got a brother over here, Mozzie Van Houten. You know, I think more of him. Now, he might not necessarily be at that pace and level yet. Would you give him a couple more fights, and you'll see. He's getting ready to fight on that new Zuffa card coming up. We'll get to see him showcase his ability. But Double T, man, that guy's dangerous.
Hold on, Stormy. Fella, tell us why you thought so highly of good old Moses.
I still feel highly about him, but there's flags going up.
What flags? Flags that he's been stumbled, stopped, knocked over in the training camps.
That's okay. That shit's gonna happen behind.
He may be a little bit punchy now at an early age because he's taking a lot of brunt force.
That shit happens behind the scenes, but it's questionable when you delay the fight because of it. You know what I mean? And it's questionable, of course, what Stormy was alluding to with what's now apparently protecting. You know what I mean? They're holding back on him. If he was that guy, if he was Timothy, they would be keeping him active at this point.
There you go.
When Mike Tyson was at this stage, he was hella active. I mean, 3-4 fights a year. Then no matter if you want to question the level of opposition that he was fighting, he was still out there fighting top 20, top 30 type heavyweights and getting them out of there.
And see, they're forgetting the golden rule. Inactivity is the fighter's worst enemy.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So they playing it too cool and playing it too safety first with a youngin like Moses Atuma. You know what I mean?
But they want to tell us that he's such a star and that he's, you know, the heir apparent and all of that kind of foolishness. You know, I'm like, I don't see that. And then if you take in consideration what Jermaine Franklin had to offer in the aftermath of their fight, that's a whole different type of flag to be raised.
Elaborate.
Franklin indicated that he felt that a tumor might be on something.
Oh yeah?
And you didn't hear about that?
No, I ain't hear about that.
Franklin
okay,
said,
before you elaborate, do you know if there was did he question if there was drug testing? Was Franklin drug tested?
I don't recall if he acknowledged there was or it was not. I don't recall. But in an interview, he spoke about a tumor, and he said that Franklin said that because he's been in the gym with guys who are doping. He said this, Franklin, he's been in there. He said that the body emits a certain type of an odor that comes through your pores. And he said that the tumor was rancid and he could smell it on him because he's familiar and he's been around the game for a minute. And if you think about it, Franklin did tag him with some shots and he kind of like walked through that. And the thing is, that doesn't necessarily connotate a good beard, but if you got a little something special in your system, it will help with endurance and everything because you can take in stuff. Like look at Fury and Wilder, you know?
To speak to what you were saying, Stormy, you know what I'm saying, nutrition wise, that is like a strong statement that you just said. Like me, I work at a hospital, you know what I'm saying, and I'm working around patients. So once a patient pretty much goes through the cycle of being pretty much all the way into the hospital based off of whatever diet that they were on has gone through their system and ran this course, and now they're eating the foods of the hospital and the medications that they're on, they have a different smell. And then it's like, you know, when a new patient is on the ward because it's a new smell. And what Jermaine Franklin is saying has a lot of validity to it because a boxer, they're a lot healthier than us. They eat a lot cleaner than us, especially when in preparation for fights. So that means Moses Atuma's body was down to the foundation of, you know what I'm saying, cleanliness. So anything you put in, once it starts seeping through the pores, he's right. And it has to stand out. And like for him to be in a gym around a lot of guys, I believe him when he says he can smell something because he's been around it.
And see, I'm sorry that you guys hadn't heard about that. If we go back close to the date of the fight when it transpired, I think I did in one of my lives, I did a follow-up and talked about that and mentioned it. But why would Jermaine Franklin have any reason to lie? He took the fight. You know what I'm saying? He took the fight. And he made no excuses or anything, but he spoke sincerely. Funny how that didn't get a lot of pub though.
That's really sitting with me right now, Stormy, because I've been around guys and you got guys that smell musty, that smell, you know what I'm saying, unhygienic. What did you remember what George Foreman said? They said he used to smell like, they said he smelled like a bear. Yeah, so I can understand, you know what I'm saying? So certain things like that. But it stands out that the fact that your diet is gonna tell the truth about you once you start putting something in. Like if people are really paying attention to it. Because, you know what I'm saying, we had fighters on Tales from the Beach side, we had fighters on here, and they break that down that they're like, bro, I believe no fighter is really truly like all the way clean. But you know what I'm saying, especially in between fights, but the ones that are like dirty that we haven't like put into the US6 boxing dirty yet, that body does emit those smells.
That's why I found it very interesting that Franklin offered that up, because that came from a different way of acknowledging something as opposed to what we, you know, would hear somebody, his power didn't seem normal and this, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, cliche.
But what he said was quite interesting. I'm sure if you look out there, that interview is still out there somewhere. where Franklin, because it was in the aftermath of the fight, either the next day or a couple of days later, but he did conduct an interview where he spoke on that. Because I remember hitting up Drew Titan about it, and I'll say, hey, man, listen to this.
So look, Stormy, is a fighter dirty when they pop, or are they just dirty because they're dirty? Because some of these guys are getting in, we don't know that they're dirty.
Well,
are they slipping through the crack?
Look at it like this. When it's a fighter that a promoter is trying to make a star, wouldn't they cut corners and avenues to make that happen? Wouldn't they pass envelopes that we don't know about under the table and so forth and everything to make that happen? Look at what Eddie Hearn was doing for Conor Benn.
But that was eggs, man. It was eggs, man. It was eggs.
Look at what Eddie Hearn was doing.
It was eggs.
Look at what Eddie Hearn was doing for Dillian White before he popped and before he fell off. So it's like there are circumstances. Look at what Hearn is still doing for Joshua. Do you really think that AJ is clean? Come on.
Hey, therapeutic use exemptions, TUEs, is the name of the game.
Yep.
And AJ should have put his boy Okoli on that shit.
But some fighters, they avoid this. Like, I don't know his actual name, but JYD, you know what I'm saying, was given the information.
Pearson.
But he was given the information that he can actually get a waiver, you know what I'm saying, to take medication for his alopecia. And he said, no, I'm not taking nothing while I fight. So he's actually standing on the fact. He said, bro, he said, when I finally hang it up and sit down, and he said, I might decide to take that medicine so my hair can grow back. He said, but right now, he said, no. He said, I'm in boxing, I'm a professional fighter. He said, I'm not putting anything in my system that could be, you know what I'm saying, deemed as a PED or something that I think can be performance enhancing because it is a steroid.
That's commendable. Very commendable. You know, and it's very unfortunate that we have this being such a strong and prevalent issue. But notice how certain guys can fall on the sword and they bleed out, and then other guys are resurrected time and time again and given slaps on the wrist and even sometimes overlooked. And that's just corruption at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned. This whole thing, and I know we're still talking heavyweights, but this whole thing with Lawrence and Coley, I was so pissed off, man. I was like, you know what? I wanted to see the fight. I really did, because I thought that this might be a chance for Tony Yoka to do something. You know what I mean? Because he had his druthers and setbacks. So this was an opportunity. He's fighting in his home country. He's fighting in France. But a Coley, who just 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, was a cruiserweight in there getting banged around by CBS.
I ain't never liked his leg.
And then he jumps up to heavyweight and puts on damn near 100 pounds.
Hell yeah. That was
and
crazy.
He's shaped like somebody's granddad.
I don't like those legs, Stormy. He has those Bambi legs, like
sauce turned to the gravy.
Sauce turned to the damn juice, man.
And so, you know, being all burly in the upper body and everything, and legs that look like toothpicks. I mean, come on, guys. And then this, I had an injury. I had this. Where's the medical reports at?
I tore my bicep.
These guys have all of this, man. It's like, really, the worst ones are the ones like Dalton Smith. Recently, they said, well, he has a undisclosed injury that had him pull out of the Puello fight. Okay, yeah.
His nuts are gone.
Come on.
They need to find his nuts.
They looked at them damn fight tapes of Puello, and they said, you know what, Dalton, you might not be able to get lucky against this guy. This guy can really box. He might not have a lot of power or anything, but boxer will be there for bell to bell. You understand?
It's Crazy
That's why
business.
I always tell people, watch boxing. Just watch it.
Just watch it.
Don't just watch who you know or like or whatever, but watch the sport, because there's so many stories that are being told on a card by card basis. If you watch enough of it, you begin to understand the sport. You begin to be able to interpret what you're witnessing, and you can make your own determinations and summarizations after doing that. But you need to do that. You need to take it in.
A lot of people don't want to take the time for that, Stormy. They like the lights, the bells, the clicks, and the whistles. They fall in love with what they see outside of the ring. And you got people like, you know what I'm saying, myself, and you know what I'm saying, guys like you and our fella, you know what I'm saying, our fella, you know what I'm saying, he looks at it as a complete whole picture. But me and you, we wait for that bell to ring.
Yep.
I want to see the bell to ring, man. I don't care who you sleeping with, who you divorced, who robbed who, or I want to see. Let's fight, man. That's the hurt business. Get the hell in the ring and let me see them. You guys do get out, and we settle it like that.
Absolutely, man.
Erase that guy's name like that. Like I was telling. I was talking to 503 the other day. You know what I'm saying, Stormy, and it's like I talk about, you know what I'm saying, us as a people. We talk about, you know what I'm saying, race a lot. You know what I'm saying, but I'm like this. I'm like, I understand that, and I understand people say things and they do things. But isn't this the hurt business? We got to list the services of a fighter that can, you know what I'm saying, close their mouth and get them excommunicado. Because if we do that, that person's bag is not going to be as big. They're not going to, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to make the money that they were making. People are not going to rush to be fans of certain people if you demolish them properly. If you stump them out and you don't have to knock them out. If you beat them the fuck up, and I mean that, beat them the fuck up, the steam that they had damn diminishes. Any damn thing they say racist or anything do after that, it comes off as a whisper. But we won't enlist the services of somebody that can go in there and be that eraser and get those guys up out of the boxing. We're not gonna get them up out of it by, I guess, just talking about it. We got to enlist the services of a fighter that does this professionally, and we need to pay them a little extra if we have to out of our own pockets. Bro, stomp this guy out. This guy has to go. Has to.
So, I agree, man. And it's funny. When you level the playing field, there's a clear separation between the talents that you observe. Mm-hmm. I remember listening to Evander Holyfield doing an interview. This was before he retired, but he was kind of past it still. And he talked about fighters being equally matched, and they may have offsetting skill and ability. He was like, but once you get through the first 4 or 5 rounds, then skills and all of that kind of go out the window. It becomes a battle of attrition now. Who really wants it more? And certain fighters will find ways to impose what they can do about the circumstances, meaning like a fighter could get real cerebral about what's happening in front of him and outbeat the other guy. A fighter can get a little more aggression in him and try to impose himself on another guy. Or a fighter can find a loophole for you to make a mistake and wait for it to capitalize. Similar in a sense like what Wardley did against Justice Hooney. Hooney was outboxing him and everything. But that right hand that Wardley hit him with and knocked him out, that was not luck. That was timing. That was waiting for the opportunity, and that was allowing Justice Hooney to be in a place where he got comfortable and he took advantage and he turned the lights out on the dude. And see, that's something that a fighter can do because he is in it to win it. He's well invested. You know what I mean? A lucky punch is when You know, a guy threw something, you tried to move one way, you moved the wrong way, ran your face into it, it hit you on the chin, and you go out or whatever. That's luck. But it's not luck when you threw it with bad intentions and meant to hit the guy, and you get the complete effort out of it.
Whole truths. Whole truths. Last week we got the Zuffa box. I'm gonna actually put an extra little something on the menu in the Zuffa box.
Hey, Stormy, he does this all the time, man. This dude, you ever been to In-N-Out Burger on the West Coast? They got a secret menu. Look, he got the animal fries. He about to throw the animal fries at you now. He not about to, you know what I'm saying, bro.
I apologize, but it should have been in the box. I mean, it should have been in the box. And that's the Oscar Della Chicharron. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
because Oscar got fried after his display in front of Congress, defending or trying to defame and get rid of the Muhammad Ali Revival Act. I haven't really heard your opinion on the Revival Act. I hear some of the brothers still have it. I feel they have it confused and think that this Revival Act abolishes the old one, but in fact it's another option. The old Muhammad Ali Act will still remain, but this one will exist right beside it, and boxers can have the freedom to choose between the two, the old and the new. What are your thoughts on the Muhammad Ali Revival Act, and two, Oscar De La Chicharron and his efforts to get rid of the Revival Act?
Well, the Revival Act is present because of the corruption that has still took place through all this time and allowed the subjects of Turkey al-Sheikh, with what he's trying to do with Riyadh, and Dana White bringing Zuffa, and what is that, TKO, all of that they got going on. They've just made space for these guys to have room to thrive. And if you go back almost 20 years, you will see that there was some things happening. Al Heyman and PBC, were doing things, and they brought things in a different way. When you start talking about advisors who are still promoters and still managers and all of this, come on, man, who you think you're fooling? If you just advising me, I don't have to shout you out every time I win a fight and everything, but I got to tell the world, thanks to Al Heyman, while I'm, got that proverbial fist to the jaw with the tongue in the jaw. You know what I'm saying? Listen,
thank God before they think them. They think Al before they think God.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Man.
So I had a problem with that long time ago. Floyd started that out because he was very popular, but the rest of the guys who were up under that umbrella, they all were doing it, and it's like, really? Come on. Now, not to get off of that, but in junction with that, how is Oscar thinking that he has any credibility when we just saw what he did to Virgil Ortiz Jr.?
Old facts.
Virgil wanted to make the fight with Boots. Oscar did not. Oscar stood in the way of it. Oscar filed some false claims and all of that kind of stuff.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And has stalled the man's career out now. Is that corrupt or not?
That's beyond corrupt.
Agreed.
Shame.
And tell those people with a straight face what Dana White and these others are doing that are bad for the sport. How many SA cases has Oscar had in his career? Really?
Y'all can actually check on usualsuspect6.com. We have that documented on the Boxing Dirty page.
Yeah. I mean, come on. So, that's kind of like listening to a drunk try to read a book. Huh? Nobody want to hear that mess. So that's how I feel about that. But, I don't even talk those aspects of boxing too much because I could get real deep and offensive in all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like my common sense elevates me to a point where it's all noise to me when they start. But like I just pointed out, Oscar would really go before a board and try to represent the sport when he just messed up a young man's career. Presently, if he were good for boxing, he wouldn't have stood in the way of that man having that match.
Nope.
If Dana White was making the fight would be already coming up, wouldn't he? That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about paydays because that's not the most important thing, especially to certain fighters. They'll give you this thing like you'll miss out on this big bag. Mm-hmm. Everybody doesn't get the big bag anyway. They never did. Did Marvin Hagler ever match Sugar Ray Leonard's career earnings? Hell no. But is Marvin Hagler the best middleweight? Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather may have made more money than anybody, but Roy Jones was the best of the decade.
He ain't lying.
You see what I'm saying? So when you start putting these things together, you realize that they be pulling your chain. The only thing is where do you have that noose where it get tight?
Okay. Let me ask you about this, about the Zuffa box. You know what I mean? Because the Zuffa box also consists of the Black and Richards and Hitchens. I mean, and
Black
most
ass Richard.
It comes in duck form. You know what I mean? That's what the people want. I don't necessarily agree with this presentation of Richards and Hitchens, but they say it comes in duck form. You know what I mean? But however, we hear a lot of reports, Stormy, of Devin Haney signing to Zuffa, going Z. You know what I mean? But in the same token, I don't hear nobody saying Devin Haney ducking. What is your feeling? What's your perspective on Zuffa? Is it another pond for ducks to calmly feed on mediocre opponents, or is it a place where you're definitely going to get that smoke? Therefore, maybe we're being harsh on Richards and Hitchens for signing up with Zuffa. We can't say that about Richard and not say that about Dev. What's your thoughts about that?
Well, first of all, Zuffa is an amalgamation of all of that, meaning that you're going to get stiff competition with bouts. You're going to get fighters fighting frequently. You're going to get the notion that even if a fighter has suffered defeat on their record, that they still will get and gain consideration for future bouts. That's all a positive. All a positive. The frequency of a fighter, you just heard me mention earlier in this broadcast that a fighter's greatest enemy is inactivity. So you're going to have these guys fighting. Now, what will go by the wayside is these exorbitant paydays, which a lot of fighters have been overpaid, which is why they'll fight once a year, maybe twice. But you know, when those ducats ain't lined up like they used to be, you're gonna have to get your ass in that ring. And who does that benefit? The fans, huh? Because you get to see someone in there more than every 18 months or so. So I could get with that. Now, with someone like Hitchens, because he has lived a double-tongued and double-minded, to quote the brother, Coach Hudson. He's lived that, but now he done leaped right out of the floured plate into the grease. Huh? And you think he dark now, huh? But he about to be a little extra crispy over there. Because people like him, they won't be the ones rising to the top. In fact, they'll be toppled over, because this is where men meet men. There's no place to run. There's no place to hide. And Dana, like he said about Oscar, Frank, Ed, Ben Shalom, all of them, he said it's like beating up babies. Huh? That's what it's going to be for guys like Richardson Hitchens. He should have taken the opportunities to face certain fighters prior to now, because it would have made him battle tested. Because he elected to go the opposite route, like his friends Shakur and Keyshawn and all of those guys. He's getting ready to find out the truth about boxing, and that's a good thing for us, because some of us have been waiting on that. And you have a whole slew of guys who will never think to go to Zuffa. They may be forced into it, but they will never think to do it, because they're trying to hold the fort. They're trying to stay in the appearance of being solid when they're not. Devin going over there is just fulfilling his dossier. Huh? He has been an independent. He has worked with everyone in PBC, Top Rank, Matchroom. You know what I'm saying? Devin has been everywhere, and you can't beat experience. So what if he fights a couple of fights with Zuffa? He'll get some opponents that he's been trying to get at. Otherwise, they wouldn't make fights. So now they'll have to make the fights, meaning the guys who were evading him that will be over there on Zuffa. And Devin gets what he wants. The opportunity to prove his wares, to prove where he feels he is in the sport. Another win. Like I said, it's not going to be all roses. Remember, in a grove of roses, the head of the flower is on a stem full of thorns. But when you know this, you learn how to adapt and deal with it. And who can you say is more capable of dealing with that than the Haney family?
Indeed.
Man, Stormy done pulled up over here and ate up the whole damn menu. The whole damn menu. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate it, though.
I appreciate you guys having me on because you know what? It's like I can talk the sport with you guys and everything, and you know I give it to you straight. That doesn't mean I got to be right about everything I say or anything. It's just you ask me, you know, what I have to offer, and I give you that, and I give it to you genuinely. But you do have to admit, I brought a lot of fact in behind what I've said. You know,
see, right or wrong, Stormy, you always in the damn ballpark. That's the crazy thing about it. You know how if we were able to walk around, we see a question mark, you would know the vicinity of that question mark of why we're in that area. We would just have to walk around until we actually found the fact. But you're always in the ballpark. I give you that. Yep. Somehow you always show up to the right arena. I'm like, I don't know how he does it, but I don't necessarily always agree. But you always make sure it's always the right. You're always in the proper arena. And I'm like, know what? All right, I see why that's the direction he went with that. I can see that.
You know, working in the gym and as a coach and a mentor, because I've done all three. You have to find ways to get through to your subjects. And it has always been my philosophy that in order to be complete in doing this, you have to have the ability to reach that particular subject because everybody's not the same.
No.
And as I've done on my Tuesday Tussle, I talked about the 5-dimensional fighter. Well, we have 5 basic characteristic traits of personalities in man. Now, a person can be a combination of one and more, but there's basically 5. When you understand the dynamic of that and how it works, there is always a way to communicate to the subject that you're working with. In other words, find that way to reach that party. I've done that for many years. I've been successful and I've been unsuccessful. But the overall concept and the understanding of how it takes place has been something that I have tried to master. Because everybody ain't gonna make it. But the whole point is to be in that number to make it. It doesn't matter if you leading the line or you're bringing up the rear or somewhere in the middle of the crowd. The whole point is to be in the number. Don't miss the train. And that's how I operate.
My man. My man. My man. My man. My man.
Tell the people when next they can catch that Stormy B-Man train.
Oh man, I'm looking to do a Friday night chop session this Friday. Most of my lives are on Rumble now, guys, because you know the other space don't really have no love for me, and so I moved over to Rumble with my live streams. My regular premieres and videos, they're up over there, but and on Rumble. But yeah, I do that. So, and if you go to my main page or you catch any of my videos, I got a little trailer that I play that shows what I do during the week. On Mondays, I got Nerds on Culture with Stormy B-Man. Drew Titan is a collaborator with me on that. On Tuesdays, I got the Tussle. Usually either on Wednesday or Thursday, I will do a show that I do in rotation. I can do a Kung Fu Film Focus. I can do a Stormy B-Man Live, Stormy B-Man Boxing Raps, or even a cultural show that I got going. On Fridays, it's the Friday night chop session. Saturdays, I do post-fight shows. And then on Sundays, I have the call-in show.
You ain't even do no post-fight show for no Big Baby, did you?
No, I didn't. That was.
We do not care.
Listen, y'all laughing. This is what would have been an interpret post-fight show for Big Baby if Stormy B Man was gonna do a post-fight show for him. You just had somebody on air, not on camera, passing gas in the wind over the mic.
Oh man.
That's about the size of that, huh? I fell asleep on that foolishness, man. I think I saw the first 2.5 rounds and I was gone. And I didn't miss a lick. I'm like, okay, cool. I did hear him say some stuff about Wilder and everything. I'm like, come on, really, dude? But hey, man, everybody needs to hold that Akoli to the fire. Because you know what I say about these guys popping dirty, man? They all say the same shit. My B sample, they'll vindicate me. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We don't know how this happened or whatever. But never once have we had someone say this. You know what? I was really looking for an edge. You know, I kind of lost track of myself, and I take full responsibility for what transpired, and I look to keep help and turn things around. What's wrong with saying that?
Nothing at all. Like I said, you gotta face it.
But you'll never hear it because they have no integrity.
Yeah.
They have none. They'd rather lie in your face than to humanize themselves and make themselves more relatable, because we all make mistakes. But remember, I didn't become a mentor by accident. I didn't teach who I worked with in the gym by accident. Any of them that had crossed paths with me that could speak well of me to this day because of what I brought to them. Developing character in a person, see them grow like a flower. It's one of the most beautiful things you can contribute to this society. That's what I try to do every single outing on my channel with what I do. That's what I try to bring. I don't have time for foolishness.
And look, if they not gonna catch it from you, you know what I'm saying? We got a guy that talks accountability and self-awareness, and you know what I'm saying? You tap into this guy every morning just like I do, Stormy. You know what I'm saying? The Black Coffee Club. You know what I'm saying? Junior speaks about accountability to the T, and he tells you, bro, if you did something wrong, you gotta wear it. You gotta wear it.
That's why Junior and I are real cool. We talk to each other behind the scenes quite a bit. Because we speak that language, bro.
So you might have to fill your schedule up a little bit more and go on in the daytime and talk stuff outside of boxing, the real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because
I wish I could. My regular grind keeps me from doing that. But when I have days off, I usually put something out. That's the one thing about me. I be working, man. And that's why, like, sometimes I might not catch people because when I'm not online, I'm either busy, sleeping, or something like that. But it's like I try to optimize what I do, because not only do I enjoy it, I feel like I make a difference some kind of way, in some kind of shape and form.
I was explaining to somebody earlier today. I said I come to work. I said because this is what, you know what I'm saying, takes care of financial securities. I said, but content creating, I love it. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, the genre that we talk boxing. And me, you know what I'm saying, you know me. I try to talk boxing as much as possible outside of all the narrative spinning and everything like that. But I tell people, and I hear people at my job, people that I'm around, they say, bro, when you gonna open your gym? I said, y'all got it like twisted a little bit. I was like, I love coaching, but the thing is, I don't want to teach big classes, 10, 15, 20 people, because if I leave my job and open the gym, that's what I'm going to have to do to keep the lights on. I said, that's not what I want to do. When I get closer to retirement from the workforce, I've already been eyeballing a few locations. I was like, find me something, you know what I'm saying, small enough but big enough to put a ring in. And I want to bring in 3 to 5 young kids that their parents, you know what I'm saying, put faith into me to sit back and watch me groom them to see if I can produce a world champion before I get called to either heaven or hell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's something that I want to do because that's my passion. And everybody knows when you got a passion, it usually don't pay you what you're looking for. So you got to do what Stormy do, get up in the morning and go to work. Do what our fella do, get up and go to work. Do what I do, get up and go to work. But we find the pockets, you know what I'm saying, to speak to what our actual passion is. I think that's why I show up. I've been doing it for 6 years now. So, but one day it's going to happen. I'm going to open a gym, and no, I won't be teaching self-defense or fitness. No, I will be training real live dogs in my gym. So that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, when I finally get out of the workforce.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. What's up? Because like I said, when you have the ability to affect others' lives in a positive fashion, you're doing God's work out here.
Being selfless. pouring back in. And man, I got a little kid that I work with now, Stormy. He's only 6. And I had already told his parents, I said, don't seek any contact, you know what I'm saying, being given to him from me until he's about 10 to 12 years old. I don't want him getting punched. You know what I'm saying, we working on straight fundamentals, driving him from the feet all the way up. And they've given me him, but this kid don't want to do it because he thinks he's a cool kid. But I told him, I said, cool kids get punched in the face too.
Yep. Sometimes
like,
harder.
Why do I have to do? I was like, man, I said, because you're too cool. And I said, I think somebody gonna try you, especially with who your brother is. So I was like, we gotta tuck you a little bit and you know what I'm saying, watch you evolve. His sister is 14, and she's currently going to a gym here that my guys there, they're actually the handlers of Jaleel Hackett. So she's over there, and she's like, why do they have me throwing 300 jabs a day? I said, that's nothing. Wait till they have you throwing 500. I said, the jab is going to be your best friend. Trust me. You're going to be throwing that punch in your sleep. And this little girl has a damn good jab, you know what I'm saying, just started maybe 2 or 3 months ago. So it's like I'm working over here with, you know what I'm saying, with a, you know what I'm saying, with a few little bodies right now, but I'm waiting to actually have something of my own that I can just pour into. Because by that time, both of my daughters are being graduated, be off doing their thing, and I can focus. Daddy got to have a life too. And I kind of, that's what I want to travel, but I want my life to be that old guy sitting in the gym talking shit. Talking shit and teaching life. Yep. What you got, all right? Because we, you know what I'm saying, the lounge has been open, you know what I'm saying, for a good little minute. I'm surprised, you know what I'm saying, the people ain't, you know what I'm saying, pulled up. Maybe they was just listening to the voice of Stormy B, man. Maybe.
Yeah, well, OG takes the stage, you know what I mean? People just gotta sit back and listen. You know, dig? But we have been on for a good 2 hours, you know what I mean? I think it's about that time we close up the lounge. You know what I mean?
Before you do that, I gotta ask you guys something, man, because this is a real genuine question coming from me.
What's up?
Yeah.
I do my Sunday morning call-in show. And I put the emphasis on the show thrives when people call in and, you know, pose questions or bring a subject and topic that can be fleshed out, kind of like what you did here with this. And dude, I don't know if they're intimidated to call or what, but it's like I have a hard time getting them to call in. They be out there listening.
Yeah.
You can see the numbers. The numbers be like popping, right? But it's like they be scared to call, man.
They know boxing though, Stormy. They know boxing when they not around real boxing. They know it though. They don't want to, you know what I'm saying? And we say to like the open mic, you know what I'm saying? Our fella came up with this idea, said, man, let's go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, present something to the people and let them know that there's no filters. We initially were giving them 3 minutes. Give them 3 minutes and then we'll kick them off. And you know what I'm saying, to see if we can keep people, you know what I'm saying, coming in and doing that thing.
Yeah.
And no filters. Like we said, come in. If you want to come agree with what we were saying, if you want to come try to educate us, if you decide you want to troll and come talk some shit, the door was open. The drinks are free to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. We was like, whether it's a troll, a fan, a casual, a Gen Z fan, or actual, you know what I'm saying, real boxing historian, the door is open to everybody. Like you said, they must be intimidated because, like I said, when our fella breaks down these topics and we actually get to down to the nitty gritty and they see that we're not leaning in one direction, I would jump on that. Pause. But I would, you know what I'm saying, I would run that direction when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, bro, let's talk about it because y'all are not shying away from something. So obviously I can come in and speak my piece and actually get some shit off my chest. That's
and
why
you know what's interesting too is like, you know, I didn't understand. Well, I won't say didn't understand, but I didn't know what your format was for your show this evening with me tuning in. But when you start asking me the questions and you had your little list of topics and everything, if you notice, I spoke on each one that was presented to me. I might have been a little more expressive on some than others, but once I finished saying what I was saying, you know, I was done. I didn't just drag it on and on and on and on, but to be able to give and offer something and make it tangible, make it, you know, where you have something that's like food for thought or have a rebuttal or whatever, you know, that kind of thing, to be engaging, because that's what's important.
That's what's important, most definitely. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all pull up, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all pull up to the Sunday morning show. That be that Stormy does the call-in show, and engage.
Yeah,
and engage over here too. The mic is yours. You know what I mean, the mic is yours. The stage is open. No filters, no babysitting. You know what I mean? Raw voices, raw content.
Fella, is this the same time every Wednesday? The same time, or is
nah? We kind of just pop up when shit gets hot.
Okay.
We kind of one of those clubs that we ain't open every Wednesday or every Friday, but when we get a good DJ, the doors are open. You know what I mean? And we had some traction this afternoon, so we decided to open the lounge up.
Yeah, well, I definitely hit the bell notification, so I got on all my channels. So like I said, I sub to both stations on all my channels, and we look to, you know, give you guys some support with that.
What is on in more regularity on this channel, US6 Sports and Entertainment Hub, is Tales from the B-Side. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. KG, who we got on?
Yeah.
You know, KG just stepped away. But then, Lanny Daniels.
Oh, my bad. I was talking on mute. Yeah. Newly unified middleweight champion, Lanny Daniels, the smiling assassin. She's going to be pulling up at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to talk about some things. And like I was telling our fella backstage, I said, I think, you know what I'm saying, we're going to cover a lot, but this fight, Stormy, is going to, this Tales from the B-Side is going to dig a little deeper than boxing. I was like, you know what I'm saying, I think we're going to tap into the mental health side of things, and because of, you know what I'm saying, her history and everything that she's gone through. But we're going to cover quite a bit, and then we're going to talk about how Froggy you know what I'm saying, people were in this post that we put up about Hannah Gabriels, and she jumped in raising her hand, said she wants that smoke. So, you know what I'm saying, we're going to be, you know what I'm saying, touching on quite a bit of things, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to it. So Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unified middleweight champion, we have Laney Daniels.
Solid. I like that.
Solid. Yep. And then, and look, and Stormy, Todd Fuller said it earlier, I don't know if you was in the chat or not, but I want to say, and I'll say it here, because like I said, ain't nobody here, people scared or whatever, but in two weeks after, 2 Sundays after that, we got Christian Pringle. We got AJ's opponent.
Okay, cool.
Yep. We got AJ's opponent. We about to talk to this guy, and from what I've heard from him, Stormy, Albanians ain't coming to lay down, and he said they miscalculated picking him. And I've talked to his coach.
I did hear him say that.
Yep. And I talked to his coach, and his coach, the demeanor that his coach is on, if this guy is slipped the envelope or told to lay down, this is going to have to be something that's damn so locked down tight that slips through that we don't know nothing about, because I know the guys that train at that gym and I know their demeanor. So I'm not thinking this guy's going to lay down. I don't know if somebody thought this guy was a soft food or soft touch. I don't know. You saying I know what you're saying, all right, but
yeah, the turkey bags, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. The turkey bags be kind of heavy, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but
we're gonna
but
see,
the one
man.
thing, but the one thing about this guy, whether it was 20 cans that he knocked out, we know AJ is chinny. So if this dude clutches him, who knows? AJ may be on skates for quite a bit in this fight. So who knows? But y'all tap in. I want to say May 17th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christian Pringle.
Definitely.
They call him KP, the Albanian nightmare up there in the gym he's in.
Yeah, man. That's what's up.
So, like I said, everybody keep your ears to the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? There is real boxing out here, whether it's on YouTube or it's on Rumble. It's real boxing out here. But Stormy, you already let us know, you know what I'm saying, how to be found and everything like that. But give the people your last, and we're gonna go ahead and shut down the lounge because the security guards is ready to start stacking the chairs on top of the tables and stuff. Sweep the floors.
I just want to say, you know, with these type of conversations, you guys are doing a very solid job, man. I like that. I apologize if I haven't been around, but I'll look to kind of, you know, dip in and show a little more love and support. But that doesn't mean I haven't been interested. It's just that, you know, it
life
came
is life.
My feed today, and I was very happy to be a part of this. I even shared it to my channel, so on my post page. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for having me, and I look to come back and show a little more support and let people know that it's okay to have something to say, but just be mindful of how you represent it, and also have some dignity about what you do when you do this, because it's very important. You know, it's very important. So thank you again, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. That man gobbled up the whole menu. Crazy.
Look, and the crazy thing, this man had just ate. He had just had a plate of food before he got here, and said, "Well, I'm not gonna eat that much." He's we'll put a little bit more on here.
Yeah. Give me 6 more plates.
His eyes got bigger than his stomach, so he kept eating, man. You know what I'm saying? So Stormy, man, you know what I'm saying? Use the bathroom before you go to bed, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna sleep good tonight because you ate good. You ate real good.
And cooked as well. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Shout out to,
shout out to everybody that's pulled up, everybody that stayed a while, those that have left and ran off to tell a friend, and they pulled up and, you know what I'm saying, popped the spot for a while. We appreciate it, man. We really do appreciate it. We wish more of y'all would have been a little more interactive. You know what I'm saying? Whether come up and you can spit your game and talk your shit, but hey, it's still appreciated that y'all was here to tap in with us, man.
Indeed. Once again, be on the lookout for season 4 of the US6 Fight Pool, where we predict all the best fights. You know what I mean? Salute to the good doctor, your host. You know what I mean? That is looking like he's going to be the next crystal ball holder. Also be on the lookout for the upcoming US6 female pound for pound list. Salute to all the usual suspect fight pool players for that will be participating in this compiling of the new list, where we rate all the best female fighters in the sport. That's looking to drop in maybe 2 weeks or so. You know what I mean? There's been other lists being put out, I feel, that aren't credible, but we gonna give that real credence to this female pound for pound list. So once again, in a couple weeks, usualsuspect6.com, it will be unveiled.
Man, y'all heard the man. You know what I'm saying? It's been another good one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Another damn good one. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's necessary for us just to pop up. You know what I'm saying? It's other times, you know what I'm saying, we are, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna, well, either way, you know what I'm saying, whether we pop up or what's planned, we're gonna be organized. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, man, you know what I'm saying, if y'all want to see more of your favorite yet most hated and the good doctor, man, you know what I'm saying, y'all tap into any and every damn thing that y'all see this damn US6 logo on. But until next time, you know what I'm saying, man, we out.
All right. Yeah. A nigga wake up before I even bake up. It's 100 on the floor for the take up. You niggas ain't us, you ain't us. Looking for a Mark Jacobs, my bros got better. Time to get my cake up. You niggas hate us, cool. My people's heinous. Haney left jab, left Vegas. Grand Nagus. Feeding all you male betas. We the fly lions, cause we back to selling elevators. Self-made, cause the streets ain't really never made us. Who wanna tame us? We're making them the most latest, the most haters. Oh, fella, your favorite. I drop the visual just to entertain us. I'm living on the beat, you can hear the anguish. I write stupid, but think of the flow brainless. I comatose your folk, remain nameless. Me rusty, Jay still remain stainless.